curveball, as you kind of alluded to when you were talking about the starting pitcher, has a lot of different tools. There's that curveball right there. Has a lot of different tools that she can bring with great spin.
So off and running here, game 3 of this series. Again, the Hogs have won the first 2. The first game Saturday night in extra innings. And then yesterday, 9-0. Take a look at the lineup for Courtney Deifel tonight.
7, 8, 9 have done a great job of getting on base. I mean, really production mark all throughout their order. They've had patience whenever they've needed to. Even Reagan Johnson, their leadoff hitter, who didn't have a ton of RBIs coming into this series. She's had multiple RBIs.
And a Razorback team that came in reeling and have found their groove here, at least for the first 2 games in Knoxville. Mentioned the 2 RBIs for Reagan Johnson. She picked those up in yesterday's game, went 2 for 5. And that's been one of the unusual aspects that you alluded to, Amanda, is the fact that Arkansas's won the first 2 games really with very little contribution from Bree Ellis offensively. Marjetko able to start the night off with a strikeout.
They're at 23%. Interesting, that drop ball usage up 7% from last year when she pitched at South Carolina.
Reagan Kramer steps in with one gone and just underway. Hitting an RBI with a couple of walks in the first game of this series. 4 walks yesterday and almost had a 5th late in the game, which would have tied an Arkansas single game record.
She has always had a really good eye. Knows her strike zone, so much discipline at the plate. You can see her right on top of the plate too. Her toes are on that chalk line, crowding the plate against Marjetko. I was surprised to see her already in a 3-ball count with her eye, and she just doesn't chase. I'm interested to see in this game, Mark, what kind of Tennessee team comes out and plays here to defend their home turf after Arkansas playing very well on Saturday and Sunday, and Tennessee are really not playing great. I think that this could be a defining game for them in their season with how they show up today.
I think that's the impression we got from Karen Weekly visiting with her about a half hour or so ago. There is a sense of urgency for the Lady Vols tonight. It's going to be in play, coming down the line at third. Panel squeezes that for the second out of the inning.
And I think a lot will be determined by the tone set in the circle by Sage Marjetko. Karen Weekly told us before yesterday's game, she's just looking for somebody outside of Carlin Pickens to step up in that with that ace mentality when they get the ball.
So base is empty for Kaylee Wyckoff. Kaylee with 1 hit in each of the first 2 games of the series. Combined 2 for 10, but knocked in 3 yesterday after 1 RBI in the opener on Saturday. We mentioned Marjetko pitched in relief game 1, an inning and a third, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts through 24 pitches. Making her second SEC starts of the season, and gets back in the count at 2-2.
I think she has really good stuff, and I think that she has very good spin. You can see the movement of her pitches through the zone. That was a curveball up and down the hands of Wyckoff.
That's hit sharply up the middle and into right center field, and Wyckoff
To work from ahead. Big swing there, and of course, with a few strikeouts and finding herself in a lot of 0-2, 1-2 counts, no surprise she goes up looking early in the count.
And there's your series numbers, and if you look at it, okay, she's 3 for 9, hitting .333, but again, it's been soft contact on those 3 hits, really, for the most part.
It has been.
That was better contact, but it's hit deep towards center field, and it gets out! Well, Bree Ellis has surfaced with the long ball in Knoxville and given the Hogs an early 2-run lead.
Didn't get all of it, but she's so strong, got enough of it to put them on the board.
Got it out just a little to the left at dead center, but still hit it about 215 feet. That's rolled out to Bella Faw, and that will take care of the... Well, one of the other metaphorical curveballs is going to be the starting pitcher for the Razorbacks. We're going to get to see Cam Harrison.
Well, and I feel like you've done your homework because both of these pitchers have good curveballs.
They do. It worked on a couple of different levels there. Yeah.
You've been watching your film for this game tonight, but also has a good rise ball and curveball. The freshman getting the start.
Morgan leading off, strokes it into center field. That's another little tweak that Karen Weekly has made tonight. Savia Morgan at the top of the batting order playing left field.
Now we'd see Kinsey Fiedler leading off for the Vols this weekend. Putting the freshman up there who Karen Weekly really liked her stats against top 50 RPI teams. So putting the freshman in that leadoff spot.
And there is the lineup presented by Karen Weekly tonight. 15 runners left on base in those 2 games.
I love it when Karen Weekly sponsors our lineups, especially her own, right?
She's got her own NIL.
Kim Harrison has had a solid start for Arkansas in her freshman year. Has really good stuff.
Morgan loves to run.
Yeah.
That's her 19th.
Kim Harrison will throw a rise ball at different levels. Her go-to pitch is going to be a curveball. That's what Morgan hit back up the middle of the field for that single, and she'll mix in a changeup a bit as well. Has good speed and movement. Going to need to paint corners like that. I don't know where that one missed. Looked like a good pitch. Didn't get the call.
2-run home run for Bree Ellis in the top of the first. Lady Vols trying to answer in the bottom half. Outside the panel. Time requested. They're very concerned with Morgan at second base, perhaps trying to steal third. In fact, the defense shifted in that direction after that first pitch there to panel. Head coach Courtney Deifel, 7 straight NCAA appearances. Still looking for that elusive trip to Oklahoma City, but they've helped snap a couple of strings here for Tennessee by winning the first 2 games of this series. Now, Tennessee had won 10 consecutive SEC series. That's been broken. They had won 11 consecutive SEC series at home. Courtney Deifel's team stopped that. And again, the last series loss at home to them was to Arkansas here 3 years ago. Which says a couple of different things. Number one, it says that Tennessee's been darn good the last few years.
Yes. And then it says that Arkansas has been too. Both teams very consistent, especially, coming back from that shortened season in 2020. It's been Tennessee and Arkansas at the top of the SEC.
Panel behind that. It's 2-2. It is a mic'd up Monday. Karen Weekly's mic'd up. See if she's got anything with Craig Snyder there we can listen into a little bit later. Count now full on panel. It seems like a big inning already on both sides because Arkansas gets the 2-run homer in the top from Ellis, and now Tennessee's just trying to get something going offensively.
I think that Karen Weekly is just looking for her team to respond in this game. After they give up runs, respond after giving up a home run in the circle, just different forms of competing and response that she's looking for her team and her players in this game to show up and compete. Just offensively, it's been tough for them to get anything going. Just scored 3 runs in 15 innings against Arkansas pitching. A lot had to do with Robin Herron, the way that she threw game 1, threw the complete game, had 16 strikeouts, but left 14 on base.
Two on, nobody out, and another 3-2 pitch coming from Cam Harrison. And that's low, ball 4. Panel walks, so a base hit, a steal, and now back-to-back walks, and the Lady Vols have loaded the bases with nobody out.
Cam Harrison, Mark, has really good stuff when she throws strikes. That is always going to be the key for her, and why you're seeing Courtney Deifel go out and visit with her right now, especially with the home run hitter of Boo Gibson stepping up to the plate. She went yard on Saturday. One of the new hitting coach at Tennessee, get his hitters together and talking a bit about the approach here with the chance to answer back.
15 pitches thrown by Harrison, 9 balls, 6 strikes. So to your point there, Amanda, just not finding the zone enough right now.
Out for the Big Orange, number 24, McKenna Gibson.
Here is Boo. A 2-run homer came in game 1 on Saturday. 0 for 3 with a walk for McKenna Gibson yesterday. Painting that inner half and gets ahead 1-2.
Looked like a little backdoor curveball for both of those strikes to work from ahead against her.
Bases loaded, nobody out for the Lady Vols. Trying to answer the 2 spot the Hogs put up in the top of the first. And also trying to answer back after the first 2 games of this series have been losses for the Lady Vols. Ellis's home run. He set the tone early. Very close.
My goodness, went back to that same pitch that she got her first 2 strikes on and just does not get the call. And all of a sudden you look up and you're in a full count.
With nowhere to put McKenna Gibson. 3-2. Got her swinging. Tied her up again.
Backdoor curve movement to it. Huge pitch by the freshman.
The catcher Sophia Nugent takes strike 1. The senior from California with the bases loaded this year, 2 for 5. One of those 2 hits, though, a grand slam. That came against Eastern Kentucky.
We've got to be so careful with the way that Sophia Nugent is seeing the ball this week. Had a great weekend against UConn. Brought that into the midweek. Has had a solid series with a few hits this weekend. She's been seeing the ball the best out of anybody.
Keep seeing Harrison working tight to these right. Bases loaded, 1 out. Let's see what Nugent sees on 2-1.
I mean, she is just going back to that same pitch over and over again. She did the same thing to Gibson.
It's almost like she's daring plate umpire to Robbie Guest to call it a strike. Like, what are you going to call it now? Finally moved one off the plate a bit.
Just to try to get back into it, knowing that Just not getting that pitch called for a strike on the inner half and finds herself in another full count.
Third one. Already 26 pitches thrown by Cam Harrison. This 3-2, loop towards left, and it's a sliding basket catch by Reagan Kramer, but tagging the speed of Morgan, able to come in and score on a sac fly on a ball that really wasn't hit all that deep to left field, but that speed on the bases of Savia brings in the ball's hit in the air to deep right. Wyckoff back off the very top of the fence. Here comes the third runner to the plate, a 3-run base clearing double for Mealer. Gives Tennessee a 3-2 lead. 2-run double for Mealer. RBIs. Karen Weekly out. I don't think there's any question the ball stayed in the ballpark. It hit the top of the fence. What might Karen be unhappy with there?
Great question. She's talking with first base coach Stephanie Sanders, who looks like she's communicating with her about something potentially that happened at first base. Is the only thing I can think about.
The only thing that makes sense was there's some kind of contact with the defender at first, or Karen's wanting an extra base here. Well, nonetheless, the Lady Vols have come back after Bree Ellis' 2-run homer in the top of the inning for the Hogs. Sac fly for Nugent, now a 2-run double for Mealer. And the Lady Vols have a lead for the first time in this 3-game series here in Game 3.
Surprised then she didn't ask for a replay review.
That's where I was going to lead you next.
Yeah, I wonder why.
And that's ball 4 to Doyle. It has been a laboring Cam Harrison out there. 32 pitches so far here in the bottom of the first. Here comes Courtney Deifel. Well, the pitching matchup we thought we were going to get tonight, we didn't get to start the game, but we may get there eventually. And we'll see who Courtney's going to bring out of the bullpen here as Harrison heads to the dugout. Berline's going to come out. Reese Berline going to be the relief pitcher here for the Razorbacks. So with the pitching change for Arkansas, we'll step aside. Ian Harrod's runners at the corners with 2 outs. Katie Taylor, the hitter for the Lady Vols.
The turn of events. Good patience by Tennessee in this first inning to draw 3 walks. Something that when we talked to Craig Snyder, the hitting coach, before the game, he had mentioned to us that he wanted to see them be more patient, not chase as much out of the zone, putting a lot of pressure on the freshman in that first inning.
Berline quickly gets ahead, no balls, 2 strikes.
And enter this game with an opportunity to prove herself against a good Tennessee offense. Nice changeup.
And got her looking, so 3 pitches from Berline. And that retires the side, but not before the Lady Vols answer with 3 runs of their own. We've had a busy first inning offensively. Well, both teams off to fast starts tonight, but let's just look back at the first 2 games, both won by Arkansas, and the Lady Vols never had a lead at any point in either of the first 2 games.
Yeah, and it's coming up with runners in scoring position. Tennessee hitting .071 And Arkansas hitting almost 400 with runners in scoring position. They've had the timely hits. They've continued to put pressure on Tennessee's pitching, no matter who has been in the circle. But Tennessee has just struggled to score runs offensively. And already in this game, they have as many runs as they had the first 2 games against Arkansas, pitching with 3.
Well, Sage Marjetko looks to Ella McDowell. We're into the top of the second. Four homers on the year for Ella. A true freshman from Richmond, Texas. You know, you had Cam Harrison, who started this game in the circle for the Razorbacks from Katy, Texas. Your old hometown, Houston area, man, that's developing a lot of good softball talent these days.
Especially Katy, where Cam Harrison played high school at. She went to Arkansas and had another pitcher who's going to OU and another pitcher who's going to LSU. So, I mean, that's just one high school. My goodness, all SEC pitchers on that staff.
I'll have to check it, but I assume Katy High School is winning some titles in the softball down there.
Yeah, that's just their pitching staff. That's not even going through the rest of their roster, right? Tough start for her. You can see the good stuff that she has.
Oh, no doubt. And she was getting squeezed a bit on that inside corner to the right-handed hitters. It was a consistent call, but not the one she wanted. Tough play, close, safe at first. Faw charged and did all she could. Talia Rio jumps on the first pitch, pops it up to short. Mueller under that for the first out of the second.
Second baseman, number 14.
Those
Carly Davis.
pinstripe uniforms Tennessee has on tonight with the Summit Blue pinstripes. It's good
Yes.
luck.
Here in Knoxville, that color of blue is known as Summit Blue, to honor legendary Pat Summit. Strike one to Carly Davison.
The movement on that curveball, to me, do you see it?
Yes.
Like, is that just a me thing? Like, can you see the movement, the sweeping movement on that Marjetko curveball is just something that you can clearly see, and there's a changeup to back it up. But that curveball was a pitch that Karen Weekly mentioned to us. Her pitching profile when they saw her in the portal and really liked what they saw. She told us that she doesn't just say that she has 4 or 5 pitches that she can go to. She truly has them when you look at the data on them in terms of the movement and the break and the spin.
And she took care of Carly Davison, who, by the way, had been having a really good series through the first 2 games. And it was just good morning, good afternoon, good night. Boom, 3 pitches.
Quickly. And that's what they need somebody to come in and do in the circle, is work from ahead. When you look at
Wild pitch will advance. Ella McDowell down to second with 2 down.
when you look at the pitching comparison, Tennessee coming into this game had 26 3-ball counts that their pitchers had thrown, and Arkansas just had 13, so half as many, but 19 full counts that Tennessee has had, working deep into counts. Somebody to come in and establish the zone, set the tone in the circle, and despite giving up that home run, it's really what Sage Marjetko has done tonight so far.
Well, we'll see if we see Carlin Pickens tonight, but she threw 161 pitches, a career high in that 8-inning, extra inning loss here on Saturday. And guess what? She's getting loose. Miller strokes one towards center field. Fiedler there. And thought really well because she was running around second, saw the ball hit the railing that it should have been a home run, and she was kind of trotting around the bases, and that caught Karen's attention. She's like, go, run.
Well, it's also a little bit like reverse engineered, because the closer that Taylor Panel got to her, the louder her voice got. And you would have thought it may have been opposite, right? Like further away, you need to be a little bit louder.
The first for UC in the second baseman, number 12, Bella Faw.
Laugh about it now. come the Lady Vols, bottom of the second. 9-1 and 2 hitters. Ball one to Bellafaw. Bella did not play in the first game on Saturday. She did play yesterday, went 0 for 2.
We mentioned this being a big game for Tennessee to be able to answer back. I mean, just to be completely honest, they have not played well in Game 1 or in Game 2, and Arkansas has played very well.
Ball's driven towards center field. Back to the warning track for Reagan Johnson. Got a crosswind tonight from left center towards right center. The ball's slicing through that crosswind. It was blowing a little harder earlier today. It had a pretty good breeze going mid-afternoon here. 66 degrees. Saying west wind at 6. I bet it was getting up towards 20, 25 earlier today.
That's why you got to go ponytail on a day like today. You can't have your hair whipping around all in your eyes and everything, Mark.
Are you talking to yourself there? I don't travel with my pony wig. I save that for around the house.
It's a little cold, too.
Top of the order is Savia Morgan. This move to the top of the order already paid off for Karen Weekly as Savia led off the first with a base hit, stole second. She would score on a Nugent sac fly.
She had been in the 9-hole, and Karen Weekly had the confidence to move her back up to the leadoff spot. Already paying off with that leadoff single, answering right back after Arkansas got on the board.
I guess in many ways when you're in the 9-hole, you're kind of a de facto leadoff hitter, but it's still not at the top of the order of the lineup card when the game begins. There's a difference.
There's a difference. You can see the confidence, though, in her presence when she steps in the box.
Had a stolen base in that first inning, her 19th of the season for the true freshman from Columbia, Tennessee. She had a high school season where she stole 68 bases in a season in high school. Had 175 career. And that's not what you want to do if you're the Hogs, and that's put Morgan on base with 1 out.
Already 4 walks in this game given up by Arkansas pitching and 4 walks taken by Tennessee hitting, showing that patience at the plate. When Arkansas gets into trouble in the circle, it usually is due to the free pass. They've given up some of the highest number of free passes in the SEC.
Ball 1 to Kenzie Fiedler. Kenzie picked up one of those walks in the first inning. Got to keep a close eye on Morgan. Not running. It certainly has the attention of catcher Kennedy Miller. And there's Robin Herron getting ready. The Razorback bullpen. Three and 0. Reese Berline came in with a couple runners on and 2 outs in the first for the starting pitcher Cam Harrison, and quickly fanned Taylor on 3 pitches. Got Faw to begin this inning. A walk to Morgan, and now a 3-0 strike to Fiedler.
I see Herron warming up, but I feel like Peyton Burnham would be an option today as well. Hands on deck, Courtney Deifel told us before the game, but Peyton Burnham, the freshman, another freshman, there she is, for Arkansas, threw very well yesterday.
That's a strike call, a late strike call, so instead of ball 4, it's a full count. Morgan is running, and the pitch is low, ball 4. So back-to-back 1-out walks. And an exhale there from Courtney Deifel. The free pass total continues to mount here for Razorback pitching. And how long is the rope here For Berline, looks like it's going to extend, as we saw Burnham and Heron. It's Heron who's the more serious one getting loose right now. In many ways, and we talked about this with Courtney Deifel before the games, Razorbacks are kind of playing with house money here. You've won the first 2 games. You would love a sweep in Knoxville. Those are so rare. But you've already won the first 2 games of the series. Another dangerous spot here, though, with Panel. Leads the Vols team. In fact, one of the tops in the SEC in a number of those departments.
You know, she's wanting to get in on this action. Every time that she's reached base in this series has been via a walk, but no hit recorded yet for her, even with that average.
Towards second. Could this be a pair? On to first in time. Davison to Rijo.
The Texas offense is very good, of course, led by Reese Atwood, but among many others, you could name a ton of players in that roster that leads to one of the best offenses in the country.
Towards left field. Morgan there. So that's what's next for Tennessee. They have to go to Norman next Friday through Sunday. That Saturday game on ESPN. Texas, Mississippi State, Georgia, Alabama. They're all great weekends in the SEC.
There's a lot of really good matchups next weekend. And how about the way that South Carolina is playing? They're probably one of the teams, along with Mississippi State, that have impressed me the most up to this point in the SEC. A couple of teams that were picked more toward the bottom of the SEC to finish in the preseason coach poll, but have had really great seasons.
Courtney Deifel's squad with the 2 wins to start this series. Now 3-5 in SEC play. Tennessee now 2-3. So it's a big game on a lot of levels here. But Amanda, these are 2 teams that for a number of years have battled for the regular season crown.
Yeah, and always play each other really tight. You know when these 2 teams meet up, it's going to be a battle.
Go. Kaylee Wyckoff had a base hit in the first inning. Would score on the Bree Ellis home run, which followed her. Okay, Margette goes even on the pitches that are called balls. She's around the zone.
And she's tough to barrel up because she can make the ball bend in so many different ways. She can work east and west. She can work north and south. And they are true pitches that she can get you to chase out of the zone and also locate through the zone for a strike when she needs it.
Shallow center field. Dropped. Looked like a routine play to end the inning, but Wyckoff
here to Tennessee and moves to the outfield.
4th error in the series for the Tennessee defense.
I mean, that just tells me when you look at game 1 and game 2, pulling all these different instances from defense, from up at the plate, from in the circle, from base running, Tennessee just has been a little bit off. And I feel like that package put together pretty much summarizes Tennessee's the way that they're playing right now this weekend. It's just not been great. So it's important for them to try to win this game and get back on track.
And with everything you just said, for that reason, I say hello to Carlin Pickens.
Last year's SEC Pitcher of the Year entering into this game with a 1-run lead. Thought she was going to get the start today. We saw Sage Margetko come in, but with Bree Ellis, who's coming up to bat now, who had hit the home run off of Margetko, Karen Weekly recognizing that, wanting to put the ace who struck out Bree Ellis 3 times in game 1 to pitch against her.
Well, this is homer in the first inning. 17th of the season. Gave the Razorbacks a quick 2-0 lead, but Lady Vols answered with 3 in the bottom of the first. So Carlin Pickens all ready to go. Panel fields, throw, stretch, safe. Looked like Smokey Edge was about to call her out, and then said that Gibson brought the foot off the base and gave the safe sign. So this time, Karen Wakely gets the review, and it goes in the Lady Vols' favor. So, side retired.